Good evening, good evening. Peter Vexelman here with Partner Driven. So glad you guys are here. So excited. We're going to get started here in just a couple minutes. I promise you, I'm going to make it worth your while tonight. Promise. Sit tight. Give me just a couple minutes to get everything set up and rolling, and we will be off. So glad you guys are here. One of the things we love to know is, just where you guys are calling from. So do me a favor, check in with me. Where you all dialing in from? What part of the country? What city? What state? We got Marietta in the house. We got a couple of Cumming Georgias in the house. We got more Bufords in the house. St. Louis in the house. Florida. Dayton, Ohio. I went to Miami University, right up the road from there. What's up, Chris from Dallas? What's going on, Barbara from Dawsonville? Kathy, LA. I was just in LA 3 weeks ago, Kathy. Stayed at the Intercontinental. We were taking a trip across Highway 1 there. Wow, we got Ontario, Canada, I guess that's in the house. Tennessee in the house. If you guys don't mind, share with me where you're dialing in from. It's really cool to know. We got Denver in the house. What's up, Diane? What's up, Anna? North Carolina. What's up, Tom? From Englewood, Ohio. I grew up in Akron, Ohio. I don't know how close that is. What's up, Martha? Dallas. What's up, Walter from Maryland? What's going on? Janine, Clairton, PA. Steve from Notre Dame, Indiana. Thank you guys for dialing in. I'm going to make it worth your while, I promise. I got some good stuff for you guys tonight. Really, really, really good stuff. We're going to be getting started here shortly. And I promise you, I'm going to make it worth your while. I'm going to teach you some really cool stuff. We're going to be talking about specifically about making money. What's up, Joanna, Arizona? What's up, Mark? The Villages, Florida. We were doing some new construction a little bit north of there with a pretty big builder. But I think the Villages is like the largest retirement community in the world. What's up, Walter? Maryland in the house. Oh, Englewood is just north of Dayton. Okay, well, I went to Miami, which is south. Then we got Dayton, and then we got Englewood. That's right. Okay. Canton, Ohio. I get it. Like I said, I grew up in Akron, Ohio. Chino Hills, Southern California. Yeah, love California. Like I said, we just took a trip. We landed in, where did we land? San Diego. Spent a couple days there. Made our way through LA, San Francisco, all the way through Napa Valley. It took us about a week to get there. So it was very, very exciting. So it's good to see people from California. I feel like it's like my second home. We were there 2 times, right? 2 times in the last year. Very, very exciting. All right, we got a lot of people in the house. So glad you guys are here. I promise you tonight, it will be worth it. I got stuff to take you from 0 to hero, if that's where you're at. I got stuff tonight that if you're not at 0, but you're maybe at 1 or 2 or 3, I'm going to show you how to get to 6 or 7. I got stuff that is bulletproof tonight. I mean, if you just take the information I'm going to give you, utilize it. I'm telling you, it's bulletproof stuff. It's that good and it's that powerful. We're going to begin starting here in just a minute. Thank you guys for dialing in. So excited that you guys are all on the call. Literally, I know we got a bunch of people on the call today, but I'm like, and I've been using the system Zoom for a while, and I'm literally like just discovering all these features in it as I'm waiting to get started. Like different views I can have, different automation things. I'm sure some of y'all technical people behind the scenes are like, whoa, what a bozo. But for me, this is like a little toy that I'm discovering. So glad you guys are here. Glad you guys are joining us tonight. It's about making money. That's it. Tonight, it's not about showcasing partners, although we love doing that. Tonight is not about stories, although we love talking telling stories, and reality of tonight is not really about partner driven too much, although we love talking about partner driven because we believe in what we do so much. Tonight is about making money. That's it. I mean, flat out, like boom, boom, boom. What's tonight about? It's about making money. And I got a really powerful stuff I'm going to share with you guys tonight. So thank you for being here. Get started here. Let me see. Yeah, for those of you that are just dialing in, I'm learning how to use Zoom tonight. All right. We are going to be getting started here shortly. Kansas City in the house. St. Louis Obispo. I've never heard of that. Did I see the fire? Stanley, I did. We were there the day the fires started. Like literally, we went to bed, no fires. We woke up, we're walking around. We're like, man, it sure is foggy out there. And as we're leaving where we were at, going to our next destination, somebody in the parking lot, like, we start talking to them and they're like, no, it's not foggy. It is a California fire. So we were there literally the first day. We actually got diverted in our trip about 4 hours to get to Napa Valley by going around. That's what you do in California. You just go around. I mean, that's it. You just go around, and that's what we did. So, all right, cool. All right, well, guys, welcome to Sunday night, partner-driven family. We are excited, or I'm excited. Sometimes it's we, but tonight it's me. I'm excited to be with you here tonight. I got some really powerful stuff. I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what got me from an absolute zero in this business, absolutely nothing going, nothing working, frustrated to no end, hitting head against the wall. And what finally got me to the point where I went from I was below zero. Let's face it. I was living off credit cards. And what got me from there and just propelled me into the stratosphere. And so that's exactly what tonight is about. But before we get started on that, I want to address you all. We've been doing this Tuesday night call for a very, very long time. Matter of fact, I always got to position myself correctly so it doesn't look like I have a halo above me. As a matter of fact, this is probably the longest thing that we've been consistently doing here at the Partner Driven Model, is because we realize these Tuesday night calls tend to have the biggest impact for whatever reason. Sometimes you don't even know. Sometimes you could be doing 20 different things and that one thing has the biggest impact. And it happens to be these Tuesday night calls. It's for those of you that start in our partnering program, for those of you that become partners, almost across the board, everyone says, I was watching you that Tuesday night. I've been following you on Tuesday nights. And so we know that at Tuesday nights is a big gateway into our world for people that want to get to know us. But at the same time, we also know Tuesday night is a very impactful night for our partners, people that are already part of the partner-driven family. And this is another way for us to connect with you guys. And so we kind of a mixture. We have partners that we're doing deals with, that we're rock and rolling with, and that things are going super duper with. And we have people that are checking us out. That's the best way I could describe it. Some of you guys have been checking us out for a while now. And, I'm glad you're hanging in, but it's time to kind of, make a decision, in or out. But some of you guys are just maybe initially checking us out. And this is a great way to do it. And so for those of you that are partners, this is a time to, what I'm going to say, reset, recharge, recommit, and take it up a notch. I'm going to leave you with some tidbits tonight that I know is going to get you to a higher level than you're at if you implement it. Okay. And for those of you that are not our partners yet, tonight, we hope you make a decision. Like I said, Tuesday nights is kind of like our big decision night for people that are not yet part of the family. And so for those of you that are going to be ready to get started with us tonight, we actually have a team member on standby. Her name is Barbara. Her number is 678-897-1917. I'm sure it'll be in your chat, 678-897-1917. So for those of you that have been checking us out and you're like, okay, let's roll. Let's go from where I am in life to a higher level. And this is the model I want to utilize. Please call Barbara. She's on standby tonight to get you rolling. And for those of you that are not ready to make that decision, but you just need a little bit more information, then just go to partnerdriven.com, www.partnerdriven.com. So if you're on this call or if you're listening to us in a future recording, which so many people do, just if you want to just kind of learn more about the model, it's partnerdriven.com. But in essence, the model is very simple. You know, we are a real estate investment company. I'm a 22-year veteran of this business. I've literally done thousands of deals. I've been at the absolutely bottom trenches of this business, but I've also been at some of the highest heights in this business. I've done thousands of real estate deals, and about a little while ago, we realized that we, even at our level, and guys, I promise you, the level we achieved at in this business was a high level when we were just doing it ourselves. You know, I owned a whole call center. I had 15 full-time negotiators doing nothing but taking inbound calls from sellers. We would have days where we would take 1,000 calls from sellers in just one day. Those are the kind of days that we had. And we were negotiating deals. I had offices scattered throughout the United States. And even at those levels, I knew there had to be a better way. I knew there had to be a better way for us to grow, a quicker, faster way for us to grow, a way to scale this thing. And I knew there had to be a better way to grow in terms of impacting other people, in terms of like, it's almost like I've seen what the business has done for myself, my family, just amazing things. And so, we were trying to figure out how do we scale this business, not just from our perspective, by impacting other people. And that's where this partner-driven model came about. And so now with our partners, we do a lot of things for them, and we showcase that. We don't hide behind what we do because it's like, ooh, it's probably not enough. No, we shout from the mountaintops about what we do. We're actually very proud of what we do for our partners. We coach them and mentor them and train them. And I promise you, this is a business. You better know what you're doing. We help generate leads for them. We provide the latest technology for our partners, because in today's world, information is like this. You better be able to access it that quickly. If deals need money, we provide all the capital to do those deals. I provide all of my back office support for our partners. If a construction crew is needed, or some kind of construction advice or actually hands-on needs to be needed, our construction team gets in there, helps them fix it, and then we put them in the market, sell them, split the profits with our partners, 50-50. And the goal is very simple. The goal in our partner program is we want to do as many deals as possible with our partners. Many of our partners stay with us forever and ever. And here's like an example of a text I just got from my office. I don't know if you could see it, but it's a deal that we bought yesterday with one of our partners. His name is Steven. We bought it for $95,000, and today we sold it for $103,555. So 24 hours, made $8,000. And we're splitting it down the middle. As you could see right afterwards, my office emailed me Steven's wiring. Shouldn't be showing that. His wiring bank information, and tomorrow morning he's going to get a wire for half of that. I mean, that's it. That's our model. We do deals. By the way, with Steven, we're doing 2 deals this week. That's our model. We assume all the risk if anything goes wrong, and our partners get half of the up end. So no downside, all upside. That's our partner model. So again, for those of you that are ready to get started, please call Barbara. For those of you that are partners today, I'm glad you're on. Thank you for being on, because I got some really cool stuff to take you to the next level. All right, so let's talk. What are we talking about today? Today, I'm talking about something that, there's some things that are not must-haves in this business. Let's face it. For instance, like I've been doing this thing for 22 plus years. I've done thousands of deals. And if you like, I'm in my upstairs office, but like if you were to ask me to change that light bulb up there that you see, I would be somewhat challenged. Okay. So for 22 years, I have literally skated by in this business and not knowing anything about construction to this day. I mean, I can go into a house that needs $15,000 worth of work, and there's a very good chance that when I look at it, I'll say, that probably needs about $60,000. Or a house that needs $15,000 of work, there's a chance I might come out of there and say, it needs about $3,000. That's how little I know about construction. Hey, I skated by for 22 years, done very well in this business, thousands of deals. There's other facets of this business that you could skate by and still get to very high levels. Like for instance, I've raised plenty of capital in this business. I've raised literally millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars of capital in this business. I raised it all the way from back rooms of country clubs where in just one single day, one day, I remember I raised $10 million just from other guys that lived in the neighborhood. And I was invited to the golf club. And one day, just they were introduced to me. And one day I raised $10 million. I raised capital from institutions like hedge funds and stuff like this. And, I kind of have a ballpark what I shoot for in terms of paying interest. Well, guess what? There's investors like myself that raise capital at cheaper rates. Okay. Guess what? I've still done okay. I mean, I don't do it at the best possible optimum way, but I've done enough to do very well with. And I can give you facet upon facet of this business where you kind of sort of, if you don't master it, that's okay. But I'm going to talk to you about something that if you don't get this part down, you're going to be dead in the water. You're going to be dead in the water for a number of reasons. One, you will experience extreme frustration. You will experience extreme disappointment. So part of it, if you don't do what I'm going to teach you today, you're going to kind of just browbeat yourself to death with this business. At a point in time, it's just not going to be worth it. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but it's true. If you do not master the art of what I'm going to tell you today, at a point in time, almost everybody says, it ain't worth it. Or it don't work, or I'm not doing something right, or I'm doing it in the wrong location and all this. The other thing, if you don't do what I'm going to teach you today, you'll truly never achieve your goals. Like, I don't think very many people get into real estate to make like $1,000 a month. I don't think many people get into real estate to make $2,000 or $3,000 a month. I mean, there's plenty of things you could do to do that are not as difficult, that are not as risky, that are not as stressful, that don't take as long as this business takes. If all you want to do is make a couple thousand a month, right? Most people get in this business for big stuff. I mean, let's face it, most people get in this business for bigger than they're even doing right now, right? Most people get into real estate to actually get out of doing what they're doing now. So it's actually to make more than they're making now. How many times have you heard somebody get in real estate and say, I want to get in real estate and I want to have a worse lifestyle than I do today, right? That just don't happen, right? So people get in this thing for big lifestyles. Almost everything associated with this business is big, bigger money, bigger lifestyle, bigger options, bigger results, bigger returns. That's what people get in real estate for, right? I could tell you, if you do not correctly implement what I'm going to share with you tonight, I don't think, like, I could twist this thing any way I can. I don't think any of those things are possible. I don't think it's, here's the other thing that if you do not implement correctly, what I'm about to share with you. Like, think about this. How many people get in real estate for like, I'm going to do something for the next 3 months and then I'm going to quit? Like, I know a lot of people do quit after 2 or 3 months, but nobody gets in to get out in a couple months. I mean, there's some things people get in short term, like people have seasonal jobs, right? Like, you want to make a little bit extra money for the holidays. You're going to get a job at a retail store. You're going to do it during Christmas break. You're going to make X amount of money. You're going to spend X amount of time. You're going to accomplish a certain thing, and then you're going to get out. So there are things people do on a temporary basis. I don't think anyone gets in real estate to just kind of, well, let me go all out for the next 3 months, make everything I could make, and then I'm going to quit. No. If you do not master what I'm going to teach you today, that sustainability, I would say, is nearly impossible, if not impossible. So really, when you look at it from all the major angles, right? Ease of use, lifestyle, big money, sustainability, all these things that why we want to get in this business for, I could make an argument that not just like one of these things or not just like whatever, I don't think any of these things are possible unless you truly, truly not only understand what I'm going to teach you tonight, you got to implement it, and to a degree, you got to master it. I'll also tell you that as I look at the landscape of this business, right, it's probably one of the most overlooked things. It's probably a thing that people focus on sometimes the least amount. Because what happens when you get in this business, it's to a certain degree, it's an overwhelming business, right? I mean, most of us, until we got into this thing, we had no idea all the things involved with it. We had no idea all the moving pieces, right? I mean, I got into real estate because I wanted to like have people call me that wanted to give their properties away. You know, I'd have other people on standby that wanted to buy them. And I was just like, well, this don't sound too difficult, right? And then I realized like, okay, no one's going to call me. And then even when I tell people I want to buy that property, they still don't want to call me. When I call other people, the numbers are disconnected. When I talk to people, like they don't want to talk to me. Oh, and then God forbid I do stumble upon a deal. I got to learn this thing construction, which I told you 22 years later, I still don't understand. And then I have to trust other people to kind of tell me information. So like when you get in this business, you know, you think it's maybe a 3, 4, 5 piece business. Reality is it's probably more like a 25 to 35 piece business. And the frustrating thing about it, not frustrating, it's just reality, is that all those pieces like have to be done almost every single deal. All right. You know, there's very few deals that are what I call vanilla deals. You know, vanilla deal, it's kind of like see deal, do deal, make money in a deal. Okay. Very rarely did those happen. Okay. And so when someone like myself, who has the ability to analyze a deal, I could literally analyze a deal and literally point out, here's the 25 to 30 things that happen in this deal to make this deal happen. And so, by the way, what I'm about to share with you also, if you do not do that, you probably won't be able to execute the 25 to 35 pieces. You just won't be able to do it. They happen too quickly. They happen too rapidly. Each deal, they happen in a different way. Each deal, they happen in a different sequence. And so if you do not master what we're going to talk about here, that won't work either. So anytime you kind of think about, like, you know, I could tell you there's probably some pieces I'm forgetting tonight. There's some pieces that some of y'all are thinking, oh, but Pete, you also need this to do this business. Some of you are thinking, oh, and I also want this out of this business. Well, let me just make a blanket statement. Whatever I'm forgetting that you need to do this business with, whatever I'm forgetting of why some of you are in this business, all of those would be impossible without this, the ability to leverage your business. The concept of leverage is the most powerful concept as it relates to real estate investing. It is a must-have if you want the things we talked about. If you want a lifestyle, if you want sustainability, if you want a predictable business, if you want a business that surpasses the income that you want to surpass, if you want a business that can execute 25 to 35 distinct steps on every single deal. If you want a business that doesn't drive you up the wall, like some of you guys are literally right now are like at your wit's end with this business. Ask me how I know, because I used to be at the wit's end of this business. Okay. If you want any of those things, you have to learn how to leverage in this business. Leveraging is what got me from the point where I didn't really have anything going for me. And then what I did, I'll tell you how I stumbled into the concept of leverage, okay? And how I've taken it to the level I have now, where literally what I showed you today earlier, 10 minutes ago, is how I build my business. I get a text from Mary, and Mary just says, Pete, here's the wire that came in today, and here's how much money we made. And here's the other wire, you need to send half that profit out to our partner. I really don't know anything beyond that. Like sometimes people will call me about a specific deal. I'm like, sorry, I don't know anything about that deal. Now that's the ultimate leverage. That's taken me years, and don't think this is something that I could teach you how to do overnight. But when you get to your point, when you get your business to the point where you could literally build it off a text coming in of here's how much we made in this deal. Here's how much we made in this deal. It's not only a testament to me, it is a testament to the concept of leverage. And so if I've really, there's a couple things I became really good at in this business. Most things I like suck. Like I suck at construction. I already know. I already told you. I mean, they're like due diligence part, inspections, like, you know, the stuff that like you need to know. I'm not even going to say I'm kind of average. I mean, I'm awful. But I learned that if I can get good at just a couple key concepts in this business, one of them, the ability to leverage, that will take care of the rest. So I never really attacked this business from a standpoint of, okay, like, let me get better at construction. Let me take the next year and I'm going to take every class in rehab and I'm going to, you know, I'm going to run around with every rehab guy that lets me in his van. And I'm going to do all, no, never, I never ever took this business from that perspective, because I wanted to be in real estate to have a good lifestyle and make a lot of money. I didn't want to be in real estate so I could learn how to be a construction dude. I didn't want to be in real estate so I could learn how to raise money like 0.5 percentage point cheaper. I didn't want to be in real estate so I could learn how to do a survey or how to read title. It's not what I got in the business for. And by the way, this is where some of you guys lose it. This is the reason some of you guys lose it, is because you get in for one thing, but you do a different thing. You get in for the lifestyle, but you do things that kill your lifestyle. You get in for make money, but you're reckless with how you spend your money in this business. And in the end, you did what I did when I got started. I lost all my money. I was reckless. I got in to make it, but I was reckless with it and I lost it. So some of you guys literally have this unbelievable checks and balances disparity, right? You got in for this, but you're doing something totally opposite. I understood many years ago that the way to overcome that, the way to bring this disparity of checks and balances into an equilibrium, is you focus on things like leverage. Because what leverage ultimately allows you to do, it allows you to scale. And ultimately, scalability is what achieves everything you want out of this business. Scalability, guess what it does? It allows you to make more money, right? Scale, grow. Scalability allows you to have a lifestyle, which is why we're all in this thing. We're all in this thing for money. We're all in this thing for, so when I understood that I gotta scale, I gotta leverage, I started spending all my time learning how to do that. Now, in the beginning, I did what every beginner has to do. I still did all the crap of this business. I still pounded the phones for 2 hours. I still, went to see motivated sellers. I'm not saying don't do that. I did that. But the problem why so many people never become successful is they spend all their time doing this, all of their time doing this, and forget that the gold is really here. And so what happens if all your time is spent here? Like some of you guys have been in this thing for a long time. Like, I mean, I talk to people all the time. They're like in this thing for years. And I'm thinking, wow, you're in this thing for years? Wow, congratulations. And they're like, no, it kind of sucks. I'm kind of nowhere. And I can almost always pinpoint those things to a number of things they're doing wrong. One of them is I could almost always guarantee they never understood the concept of leverage and scalability. They've spent their time here, and some of them actually do things incorrectly here and all this. But I've met very few people that understood how to leverage, how to scale, and how to grow this thing out. Now, in real estate, we don't a lot of times use those kind of words. I mean, yeah, we use leverage, but what do? You leverage money, right? We use scale and we call it growth. But really the reality is what is really the concept that we call this in real estate, it's building out your team. That's how you do it. You build out your power team. That's really the terminology like that the gurus use, that we use, sorry about that, individuals use. It's all about building out a power team, okay? Because when you build out a team around you, you will reap all the rewards of this business. Here's how I found out. Many years ago, I was like doing this all myself, you know, getting miserable results, started getting little results. And then somewhere along the line, I said, listen, I'm making all these freaking cold calls every day, trying to find a couple people that want to sell their properties. And I came up with this novel idea. Now think about this novel idea I just came up with. Like some of you guys are gonna be looking like, well, he's a pretty unsharp dude. I said, what if I get somebody to help me make calls, right? Like think about that concept. Like how many of you have not ever thought about that? Like everyone's thought about that. How many of you have actually done that? So my first step towards leverage and scalability in this business began from a standpoint of, I'm just, instead of me pounding the phones every day, I'm going to tell some guy that, hey, listen, you pound the phones with me. And then when you find a lead and we sell it, I'll give you a portion of my profit. Didn't cost me any money, right? Didn't really cost me any time. Cost me some time because I had to train him, but I trained him while I was doing my stuff, right? I took that concept right there from hiring one guy to make some calls, to do some things. And when I say some things, he did very little things. To down the road, developing 15, check this out, listen to me here, developing 15 frontline, top-notch negotiators that negotiated millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars of transactions for me. And I got to the point where I did not have to talk to one single seller to do dozens and dozens and dozens of deals a month. From one to top line, who did it all for me. I remember I got started, you know, I got to the point where I got my head out of my butt. And I said, I'm chasing around all this paperwork, all this closing stuff, all these things, all these title things. I said, you know what? I'm going to invest a couple bucks. I've done a couple deals. I'm going to invest a couple bucks and I'm going to hire somebody to chase around the paperwork, title issues, closing attorneys, things that really had to be done, but made me like this amount of money. That's where I started 20 some years ago. To now having a full-time closing coordinator that chases all the paperwork, all the files, all the closing issues, all the closing problems. And at this point, I have not been involved in a closing, like even to the point of even signing closing docs, probably in years. Maybe one time I had to sign some closing docs here and there, but like, that's it. So from somebody to helping me with some closings to not ever have to worry about closings. Every facet of this business, I started really small. I started just a little bit of help to the point where I took myself physically out of the business, And when I was able to leverage and scale my business operation, that I took myself totally over every facet. I don't do anything when it comes to finding a property, securing a property, negotiating a property, contracting a property, inspecting a property, chasing files of a property, coordinating closings of a property, finding a buyer, finding construction, doing construction, paying draws, selling a property, closing that, none of it. When I finally realized I've taken myself out of every facet of this business, it was finally when I realized I had achieved what I got in this business for. I've achieved a level of income that I would have otherwise never achieved in anything else I could do. And I've achieved a level of lifestyle that I could never have achieved with anything else I was able to do. And when people always say, well, how did you do this? Like, how did you get to these levels? You know, they're always thinking there's a match. I'm like, they always think, well, me, you must be really good at really something real estate related. And I am pretty good at a couple things real estate related. I'm not a bad negotiator, stuff like that. But I'm best at something that has nothing to do with real estate. Nothing to do with real estate. The ability to scale and the ability to leverage. Those aren't really necessarily real estate skills, right? What business owner wouldn't want to have those skills? What business do you want to have that you're like, nah, I'll do it all myself? Tell you what, let me just go beat my head against that wall for the rest of my life trying to find a motivated seller. That's not what I got in real estate for. The crazy thing is everything, this is what happens. This is what happens in this business. We get into it for all the right reasons. We start doing it for none of those reasons. Like we get into it to make money. We start doing, make money. No, we start making calls. No, I know you got to make calls to make money, but you see what I'm point? My point, if you got into it for a lifestyle, work on things that are going to get you a lifestyle. If you got into it to make money, do things that are going to make you money. In the beginning, here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying don't do the day-to-day tasks while you're by yourself, while you're a one-man show, one-woman show. You got to do that. And believe me, I did that for years. But during the same time, I also started working this side of my business. Now, by the way, let me make this clear. This side business is not easy to build. Because on the way to finding the right realtor, like my top realtor now literally called me his name is Ivan, he's here in Atlanta, my top Atlanta realtor. Ivan calls me last Wednesday. He's like, oh, Pete, I forgot the code to your lake house. What is it? Oh, Ivan's 5489. Oh, okay, cool. I know you're traveling. Me and my wife are going to hang you there for the weekend. Yeah, absolutely. Go hang in my lake house for the weekend. Why? Because Ivan and I have this kind of relationship. Anything I could do for Ivan, I'll do. Why? Because he's allowed me to scale and a leverage. Then when we do a deal, Ivan just helped me make almost $100,000 in a deal. And I knew nothing about the deal other than we were about ready to make $100,000. Because when Ivan says I could sell something for $250, he sells it for $250 or $260. What is that relationship worth? It was very difficult to find an Ivan. On the way to finding Ivan, I also found guys like Jeff. And Jeff single-handedly got me to buy 6 properties when I got started that wiped me out, destroyed me, lied to me about every single thing. And I went through a bunch of Jeffs to get to an Ivan. I went through a bunch of yahoos to get to a Mary. I went through a bunch of almost criminals who I let inside my business to get to a Julie. I went through like hell and back assembling this power team. I wish I could just sit here tonight and tell you, well, here's how you do it. You just find the top realtor and he'll do whatever he wants for you and he'll be your top guy. And then just call this top construction guy and he's going to fix everything, okay? I don't have the answer to that. I don't think anyone's ever built that power team from zero to hero. All of us that have these teams around us today, it cost us. It cost us. It cost us time, cost us effort, endless amount of sleep, lost sleep, frustration, thinking I was off track when I was not off track. I was just with the wrong team. I had the wrong team around me. There is no shortcutting that journey. But it has to be done to get to where you want to be. You know, one of the things I always pride myself on is kind of being positive through the whole thing. And I think overall I'm an extremely positive person. But here's what I'm telling you today. If you've decided you want to be successful in this business and you decided you wanted to do it yourself, it's going to be very difficult. I don't think you could achieve the two things you want, which is probably something to do with money and something to do with time, to the levels you want them, being a one-man show. Too many moving pieces, takes too much, too many things have to be coordinated. I don't think you could do it. If you've set your mind that you're going to do this by yourself, this is going to sound stupid. I'm going to tell you that it ain't worth it. And for what you got to do to build this business, it just ain't worth it. Sorry, just ain't worth it. But on the other hand, if you bought into my idea that you got to scale this thing and you got to leverage this thing, I'm also got some bad news. It's going to be hard as crap. I mean, I can't say there's a blueprint for it. If there is, I haven't seen it. It's a lot of beating your head against the wall. And for those of you that have gone down this pathway already, and I know a lot of you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what it means to be ripped off. You know what it means to be smeared. You know what it means to be misled. You know what it means to be played. You know, all the BS that comes with it, with trying to assemble the right team. I can't teach you like a magic interview thing here. I can't teach you like here's the behind the scene, the things that we did. I don't think any of that really truly exists. Not to my knowledge. But I think I got an answer for you. What if you partner with somebody that does have all that? What if there is a power team out there already? What if there is like a Mary, a Julie, a Peter, a Laura? What if this power team already exists? And they're not there to screw you. They're not there to take advantage of you. They're not looking at you as a paycheck. They're not looking to sell a house to you and then disappear in the middle of the night. Crap that happened to me. They just truly want to do deals. They just truly want to do deals, and they're looking for legitimate people across the United States that want to partner with a power team, already built out, existing, successful, time-tested, proven, killer power team. And so that's kind of the encore for tonight. For those of you that are partners, you got your power team. You got us. I promise you. The team that I put together is your team. And the reason I'm pointing it out to you in such a way, I want you to really, really understand it. Some of you don't even get it. You're part of our partner family. You're part of our power team, and you're not even getting it. So tonight, I hope you get it. How important it is, how fortunate it is that you're in this position. You got your power team. Well, you just literally shortcutted you shortcutted what took me well over a dozen years to do. 7-figure losses, beyond unbelief, frustration. If you're a partner, you better be utilizing us. You better be utilizing us, because I promise you got something special with us. You're part of the family. We're so excited you're here. And come on, let's take it up a notch. If you're not a partner, you got a decision to make, because you can't argue anything I said today, not logically. And by the way, not if you've done any of this business to any level. Everything I said today it's reality. So if you're not a partner, you got a decision to make. One-man show, do it all yourself, probably not going to make it. It's just too darn frustrating, too many moving pieces, too many things. If you're doing it to any level by yourself, you already know it. You got to get over here. You got to learn to scale, and you got to learn how to leverage. You could develop your own power team, and I hope you do. But I also wanted to paint an honest picture of what that really entails, of what I had to do, and other guys like me who are successful in this business, what we all had to go through. There is a shortcut. There is a shortcut. It's the partner-driven model. We are really what we are. We're a power team. That's what we are. We are that power team that's in existence, looking for partners, everyday partners all over the United States to do deals with. I've assembled this team from zero. I started it by myself. I could tell you amazing stories how I found some of these partners. Just not partners, but players. How they've been with me for years. I mean, years and years and years and years and years, and how they've grown and how they've developed, and how now I have 100% certainty and confidence in saying, you guys are the front line. I used to be the front line. I'm not the front line anymore. I'm the backup. My power team's the front line. And so if you truly want to be successful in this business, if you truly want to make the money you want to make, if you truly want to have the lifestyle you want to have, if you truly want to get to those next levels, if you truly want the things that you can't get anywhere else, we're here, guys. The partner-driven model, the partner-driven family, the partner-driven way of doing this business is that ultimate secret to getting to those next levels. It is the leverage. It is the scalability. It is that we got your back. It is these texts of buying something yesterday for 95 and selling it today for 103. That's what our model is all about. So again, if you're a partner tonight, please, please, I really hope you really understand what you got a hold of here. It's really cool. I mean, you got a really big advantage in this business. Still got to work, do the work. Well, you guys all know this, but man, you got an advantage. And please, please utilize this more, use this more, take advantage of this opportunity, become more of a family member than you are right now. If tonight you're listening to me and you're not part of the partner-driven model, part of the partner-driven family, this is the time to do it. I mean, if you want to be in real estate, I've just laid out the blueprint. I laid out the blueprint of what needs to be done. If you think you can get there yourself, great. I commend you and I'll salute you and I'll high-five you when you get here. If you want a shortcut, if you want a quicker way to do it, then I suggest you become part of the partner-driven model. There's one of two ways to do that. For those of you that are like ready to get started tonight, please call Barbara at whatever numbers. I'm sure it's on your chat. Give her a call, 678-897-1917. Or if you want to just learn more about our partner-driven model and what all the benefits are, you can go to partnerdriven.com. Actually, you can go to the site tonight, check it out, and then call Barbara. I'm sure she'll be available here for the next couple hours. Anyway, guys, listen, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I love doing this. I love kind of sharing what I've been through, what it took me to get here. As you could see, I try not to sugarcoat it. I'd love to tell you 22 years ago, I got in this thing and became a superhero. I did not. I became an absolute failure. I did everything wrong, but I stuck around long enough. I fought long enough, and I'm darn proud of where I am today. And so that's all I got for you guys tonight. We'll see everybody next week. Same time, same place. See ya.